Okay, so we have everybody here? I hope. All right, let's get to the power stuff. Power and agility. Basketball athleticism is basically the same thing for me. It's first step quickness, power, explosiveness. Call it what you want, it's the same thing. We all want to be fast and quick. And that's what we are discussing here today, this time. As you noticed, the first lection, that's the problem with guys normally. They don't want to stretch and do the small stuff. They normally want to jump right into the power stuff and strength stuff. The whole thing is you gotta build it gradually up. You can't just go and do some power stuff, think that you're like Oleksiy Torokti or somebody who's Olympic weightlifting champion and go to the gym and go, it's not gonna happen. And even before you get to strength training, let's say just basic, whatever, curls, we're gonna go little squats, basic lunges, whatever. Before that, you're gonna need stability and coordination and all that stuff in your body. Otherwise, all this stuff is gonna happen. So you gotta build it up. So no jumping steps. Now this pyramid is basically great for junior players. You can basically use it whenever. It's now this is basically, you can use it before basketball, power stuff, or if you go to the gym. But it's the same thing. You gotta go stability first, then you go a little bit strength, you got power. Now, if you're an older athlete, let's say a pro player or whatever, yes, you want to do more power. You don't want to spend all the time doing just stability stuff. First of all, it's probably going to be boring, so you're not going to do it. And it's not going to give you the result. You got to be quick. You got to get the first step. Game-winning plays, I call them. Game-winning plays, if you have 5 seconds left, point guard, whoever has the ball, is got to do something with it. The stability stuff is not going to make that play. It's the power stuff. So here, you can see on the sides, you can, in some extreme cases, you can turn the whole pyramid upside down. So that you just a little bit stability, a little bit strength, and you just basically all power. Let's say you're triple jumper or high jumper or something like that. It's a lot of the training is just power. You want a maximum rate of force and bang, go up. So then you can split it in 3, let's say 30%, 30%, 30%. But it's still never so that you skip this part. Especially for younger athletes, very important. And the whole goal with power is basically effortless power. The power you can be, you look at younger teams, yeah, there's a lot of will, not that much skill, and they're going, oh, coach is screaming, they get stressed. Bad shit happens, it's not good. So we want effortless power. Look at the best players in the world, like, look at anybody, Giannis, Antetokounmpo. His movements are just so fluid. All the best players, they kind of bounce around. They are like some super balls that pew, 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 They're not going. And that's where we want to get, basically. So effortless power. Yeah. Then we go a little bit to the workout structure. So what do we do in a workout? I do always a low impact warm-up. This is for a team. Now, for example, when I was coaching the under 18 now for a week, they played well yesterday. That was only because of me. No, it wasn't. Yeah, we go low impact warm-up, normally with ladder. Ladder is great for foot speed. The big problem is you don't have any push-off power. It's not going to take you anywhere. You can have the world's quickest feet like this and nothing happens. But that stuff we're going to get to here, the power stuff. Then we do dynamic stretching, not static, old school. So we do some, we'll go through that stuff. Core activation, I normally use a lot of bands. It feels a little bit more high-tech. But at the same time, all these planks and stuff, you know, yeah, plank, fine. It's a static movement. I don't like static movement, but you must have static movement so that you can support the dynamic movement, yes, but it's how do I explain it? Plus, I don't see anybody playing basketball on their hands and, you know, lying on the ground. So that stuff. But we do some of that stuff. I like more for the sides. So we activate. Then we get a little bit to the movement skills. But it's basically the same. We're going to do it with heavy bands, which is the holy grail if you want to get faster in basketball. Because all the gym stuff you do, you're going to do whatever in the gym. Basically, everything is going more or less upwards. So how do you create resistance in the actual field? So let's say you want to go for whatever, you go from here. I need to have resistance right there behind me so that I learn to push off. That's going to be, I think, new stuff for many and good stuff, I hope. Yeah, and then basically cool down. So this is one workout in itself. You warm up a little, open up the brain and that stuff, get some low impact movement, stretch, open up the body, big joints, activate the core, and then you get into the good stuff. Okay? Yeah, then you cool down as well. All right, here we got the tools for today. We're going to do some agility ladder stuff. Now, normally it looks like when you pull out this ladder, everybody's going to go just full speed all the time. No, you want to break it down. So there's a lot of different stuff you can work with this. First one is going to be opening up the brain. We're going to do a little exercise. Everybody have to do it actually, we'll see. Tempo, that's what we do with basketballs. So you do the stuff and same time dribble, different combinations, different tempo. You always have to keep the tempo so that you don't. I played 8 years in a band, bass. I don't know if that's why the tempo stuff is very important for me in all training. You gotta have tempo because if you don't have tempo, you can basically break it down. It's like playing in a band that you think that you're playing solo, the first thing you do. No, you're not. You need to learn to play the easy stuff, and if you're good enough someday, fine then. Stability, one leg stuff. We'll go through this, the movement skills, just easy high knees and such. And then we do the quickness stuff. And then the quickness stuff is going to be really quick stuff. Not like kind of pam, pam, pam. It's going to be like, okay? Then we do some mini bands, activating basically the glutes. Yeah, then stick, this thing. I'm going to go through Olympic lifting. Which variations to do for basketball players and why. Yeah, the stick Olympic lifting stuff is quite close to my heart actually. Last year I started doing it quite a lot. I'm 43 years old. I got my rebimine in 95 kilos. It's not world class, but it's okay for an old guy. And yeah, then we do core with bands. Like we talked, then we do heavy band stuff. Cone drills, so that you see how I use them. Oh, the sun came up, huh? And yeah, I think cone drills are always especially good to do after the heavy band work stuff, because that's when you get you do the heavy thing first, and then you do the light thing. So all of a sudden, because you have had a resistance, so you feel, just your body feels lighter, and you get the overspeed sensation basically, move quicker. And when you do it constantly, that's when it sticks. That's when you actually get quicker and better. Oh yeah, medicine balls we don't have, but we'll do a couple of drills with medicine balls just to show how I work with them, and a couple of jumps and stuff. And then I have a couple pointers that I was thinking about talking about just in general, my ideas of basketball physical training and all that. So how's it sound? Okay? All right, let's get to it. Normally I have always music when I train my athletes or whatever. Even the under 18 guys, they took some Estonian rap or something. That's fine. It keeps the atmosphere good. Okay. So brain. If you do just regular feet like this, I want to add that you use your hands, for example, touching like this. So we need to find a tempo all the time here. So it gets different. You open up your brain as well. Okay, let's go. Yeah, so it's hips, shoulders, up, shoulders, every time. Okay, let's go once more. Here, just nice and easy tempo, no stress, nothing. Just get it right. Okay. Okay, then we do the same thing. We start up and down, and then we meet in the middle. Yeah, so the whole point with these is that you get focused in training, you get focused in doing stuff. The point is not being able to do it, it's that you try to do it. Okay? Then we have a good old classic in this stuff. Well, you can do this as well, if you want to. Left hand on your nose, right on your ear. Reinare. And then you switch. And it's not going ear to ear or nose to nose or whatever. Yeah, let's know. Come on, try it. Nobody's watching. Yes, exactly. And then we do the same thing here. Just nice and easy. As you can see, all of a sudden it goes like. Normally you get a good atmosphere in the beginning of training as well, because there's always a few who might not do it. Then we hit here in the middle. Yeah, it's harder than it looks actually. Okay, so that kind of stuff is just to open up the brain. There's actually been some studies that when you do this kind of stuff, your brain gets, everybody's talking like core activation and stuff, but this is like brain activation, I think, which is always good, because then the stuff that you do afterwards kind of sticks. You're more alert. This is still the most important muscle. Got to remember that. Okay, tempo. That's like basketballs. Let's just here. And you keep the exactly. You keep the tempo all the time the same. You see many guys going like, then they dribble a little bit. It has to be repeated all the time. Okay, do once more other side. Okay, then the balls. Let's go with 2. Same thing. And then you go power dribbles. Then do the same stuff. Go 2 forwards, 1 back. So as you can hear, it doesn't sound the same all the time. And sometimes it's 3 forwards, sometimes it's 1. But it's this kind of stuff that, that you can do with the balls. There's thousands of drills. You can basically find something to do differently every time you do it. Stability, one leg stuff. You can put the balls on. Just basic. Just be light on your feet. Yeah, just one in each first. Yeah. And do the same thing, two forwards, one back. And what you want here is the repeatability again, so that it sounds exactly the same all the time. So it's not like 2 forwards and ba 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 ba. Yes, väga hästi. Okay, we got to the sides here. So this is, I look at this as stability in like different angles basically. And like I say, I still try to find ways to do the stability stuff in a movement. It has to be light movement. Here we go. So you go out to the side, yeah, then come back to the same, and then forward. This kind of stuff when you have a little bit longer ladder, so all of a sudden it's going to start burning pretty well. And you, whoa, on your hips as well. And the point here is that you've got to have soft landings. The same thing, we want effortless power, not like. Okay, very good. We can do just basic high knees from the side. Now here normally the problem is that the arms are not working at all. Or junior athletes go like this. They break the movement from elbow. No, this is not going to do anything. It's going to come here. Your shoulder. So big arms movements. Yes, and good posture. Yeah, that's it. You go from the side here as well. You can go. Same thing, it's rhythmical all the time. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. Then we have the quickness stuff. Start, for example, from the side, you just go in with the other one, basically jab steps here. Yes. Okay, go once more from the other side. So this stuff now, we are getting warmed up. It's supposed to go really fast. Now you get the nervous system going. Really get ready for practice. Yes. We go 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, and then forwards. This is one of the drills where you can go get your feet going really quick. Yes. Okay, that's good. Let's do it once more. Really speed it up. Go as fast as you can. Yes, there are. Doesn't matter, it's okay. Good. Quick feet. All right. So that was basically a little bit intro for what you can do with the agility ladder. Instead of just going all the time the same stuff, so you can break it down, different ideas. Any questions about this thing? I was warned that Estonians are always asking so much, so don't ask anything from them. No? All right. Okay, we do the mini band stuff. Want heavy bands or light bands? Heavy. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, 2 for both. Okay, so now very important for young athletes to have strong glutes. Well, basic for everybody. Extending and all the side stuff here needs to be there. If you're weak here, for example, you're going for a layup, you go like this. Not good. All the power has to come. There can't be any leakages anywhere. When you go bang, it can be anything like, you know, going like that. Very good stuff for young athletes, like I said. So put the other one, the ankles, other one on top of your knees. Now some put it underneath here, but I don't want to put it there because you have the knee here. I mean the joint. So there's no point in putting any pressure there, I think. So there. Okay, the first one we're just going to go from here about shoulder width. You just go in with another leg and you get out here. The other one is all the time in place. The other one goes in. And now so this one goes in a little bit there. Yeah, you press it out. This one stays all the time stable there. When you come here, the pressure is basically on the outside of the leg here. You want to press it a little bit, even too much there. It's not here. Okay, and then the other leg. Yeah, you can just let it go in then. Yeah, okay, that's good. Then we do walks, your feet, toes straight. Good athletic posture here, a little bit low. Yes, and then we start going from there. Now keeping all the time. Think that you have 2 lines where your feet go. Yes, and then back. Okay, good. And these movements you always want to do basically in all the directions. You want to go forward, you want to go back, and then you want to go side. So keep your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. Now here, don't go too low here. I know many people teach staying very low here. Well, that's fine if you're an ice hockey player or something. But we don't want to activate too much the front. We want all the stuff here. The more we are here, more we are activating because we are the bigger angle in the knee. So we're pretty high up here. We go from side to side. The movement comes from here, so no Michael Jackson moonwalks here, you know. Yeah, try to keep your and toes pretty much straight, so the toes don't go like this. We're gonna go to the 70s defensive style then later, but I'm not buying it anymore. So yeah, and then back. Exactly. Core is always in the middle. Yeah, looking good there. Then the other option is going like this. You guys want to go like this. You want to be straight, all the movement comes here. Okay, so that's stability stuff. Now we're just going through this. Normally we would go maybe 1 minute each or something like that. Then we go, well, if you lay on the ground, on the floor, back. So now we have been doing a lot of stuff for the gluteus minimus and medius here, and we want to get more to the maximus here. So important in this exercise that you don't have too much hyperextension, so you want to have your hip basically here, or neutral, but not like this. That's going to put all the pressure on your back, and you're not going to get the activation here that you want. Yes, so get your feet a little bit closer there. You can even lift up your toes. You definitely don't want to do it this like some people do it on their toes. Forget it. There. And then roll up here from your hips exactly so that you activate already from there. Then come up as far as you can without now you're hyperextending too much. So do you feel it there? Keep it a little bit outside there. You can basically just stay there a couple of seconds, go back, and come up. Or you can hold it for longer periods of time. But this thing is important because everything we go from here, poof, triple extension, we are using that thing a lot. Okay, that's good. Let's jump up. Yeah, the only person I've fallen over when I did that shit once was Gert Kanter. I was doing this stuff with him and I was, oh, come Gert. Oh, big boy. Okay, we can do also some quickness drills with this. If you just find a line somewhere there, we go from here, and we go as quick as we can here. Just on place. Yes. Okay, that's good. The other side. Yes, okay, that's good. So just to get an idea, you can put this stuff into quickness things as well. All right? Okay, so you're going to take off those. All right. How are we doing time-wise? What time is it? Okay. Olympic lifting. Raido, can you get the 2 sticks? 2. Yes. So Olympic lifting, very interesting topic in basketball as well, because basketball players are tall, which means that it puts players in very bad positions, normally coming from here and trying to do some stuff with this. But it doesn't mean that we can try to practice those movements with light weights, which is exactly what we're going to do now. So a good combo for trying to teach lifting and mobility is basically you start from here. Yes. Now hyperextend your back basically as much as you can. Exactly the opposite way that I said before with the mini bands. You go down here, just a slight bend in the knees. So you get a really good stretch here in the back side, right here. Yes. Then we dip down from there, like a good deadlift position. You have to keep the stick close to your legs. You got to be outside. Arms got to be outside, yeah. Take a little bit narrower stance. Yes, so we have 1 there, we got 2 there, and we lift it up from here to this position. And then basically we lift it up here, we extend all the way to the toes, and we go under it. Yes. And then from there, we just press it up. And now in this position you want to have, now this is for rinnalevöit, what is it, hand clean, a clean. You want to go wider here. Good tip is to have your this hand straight up, the other hand straight to the side. That's when you know that you have the right grip in this position. You don't want to go too wide here. If you're too much here, so you're not going to be able to go down. So somewhere there. Yes. Up. Then we're going to go down from there. Exactly, that's how it normally looks like. Yes. Okay. Just when you keep it up here, just keep your arms straight. Yes. Exactly. Keep a little bit too narrow stance. You don't need to be so wide here. Okay. So we do it from the beginning. So basically, it looks from the side. We go here. Get a good stretch. We can't be like this. We can't lift anything from here. We're going to be there. We go down. We come up. Extend all the way here. Dip under. Yes. Just press it up. A little bit wider stance. And we go down here. Exactly. And now that's exactly how it normally looks like. The weight is here. You don't need much weight and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to go poof. So it needs to be in the middle here. You come up from there. Okay, let's do it a couple times. You got pretty good tempo there. One, just come up, get up there. Yes. Do it a couple of times, just dynamically. So there's a lot of good stuff happening when you do this. The first one, you get a good stretch. This one, yeah. Here you can see if the player is has bad flexibility in the thoracic spine, for example, too much like this, very normal. Some bench, some abs, some selfie in the mirror, you know. So you got to get up here. It's a very useful exercise as a teaching tool. And this is basically, yeah, that's good. When you can do this stuff, you're basically ready to do squats with weights and start some light level Olympic lifting with weights. But if you're not going to be even with a stick in correct positions, it's just going to, going to get injured and there's nothing good happening in the exercises. So not like this. You know, then go here, you know, normal, you know. It's not very athletic, you know. So very good teaching tool for that stuff. Yeah, we can discuss a little bit more Olympic lifting now as well, since we're on the topic. So normally if you go from here, the basketball players are not going to be able to do it from there. What happens when you start lifting up, your butt comes up here. You come there, you clear your knees. Now I'm keeping it straight here now. But normally it's like, you know, it goes like this. If you can even in the first place get to a position where you can lift it from here. It's not going to be any. And that's why we don't do basically anything from the floor. We don't play basketball here either, so what? If you're good here, so I don't know anybody playing basketball there. Second is from underneath the knees. Now this one is pretty good, because most of the guys are going to have their back straight here. So when they start lifting from there, they get it right. And the third one basically is from the hips. Okay, now we're talking about rebimine basically all the time. You go from here, you go bang. And you just learn this position, which is pretty good. You start going with weights there, fine. You go, and you catch it there. Now this position in itself, it's not far from defensive stance actually. And you open up your thoracic spine, chest. So we do basically always the lifts. Doesn't matter if it's there, if it's there. As low as you can go with a straight back. And then the explosion comes from there. And you go from there. Then basketball is an overhead sport, which is perfect with weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting. So if we do let's say we are getting here, we go from there, bang. Very good position. A lot of good stuff happening all around. And the weight, you gotta carry it. That's where the core strength really comes into play. It's not gonna. One of the mistakes players often do is when they're just doing jerks here, they try to stay on a line. They think that they need to, like when they split, they're on a line. That means that you're going like this. So it's fine. Think that you have two lines basically. You go from there, you go a little bit like this. So feet go like that instead of staying straight like this. If I had like two sticks here, the other one there. You see there's a lot of space. I don't want to be in the middle here. So we're there. Okay. Yeah, and of course when we talk about power, those are the best lifts, basically. Now the problem is that they are so hard to teach. But then on the other hand, if you continually do that stuff with sticks, light weights, yeah, I mean it's hard, but I don't think it's impossible. Then the easier lifts are just for basketball players. If you go from there, you just bring it up like here. You just pull it up. So you don't need to think about catching or anything. And keep the weights high here. So there's, yeah, it's a little debate within strength coaches always. Okay, are you doing Olympic lifting or not? I mean, yeah, it's good you get the triple extension. Yes, okay, fine. When you play basketball, you can't forget these things. Fine to get extension there, triple extension your feet, knees and hips. But I don't see anybody jumping in basketball like this. Like, I want to rebound. You know. Soccer maybe. So we always need to get the hands. I was thinking about that. I did a lot of hand cleans myself. I was a pretty decent leaper. Maybe. And but one thing I always thought about was like, there's nobody has ever teaching like how to use the shoulders. You got to get them. If you look at triple jumpers, high jumpers, anybody in track and field doing these jumps, they never jump like this. The hands are here. Then I go poof, poof. There's a lot of stuff coming from shoulders. So even if you do Olympic weightlifting and all that, make sure that you somehow do, let's say you do Olympic lifts and you do box jumps or something like that afterwards, so that you actually need to get the real movement in and the timing from your arms and shoulders. Okay. Yeah, any questions about Olympic lifting? No. Something. Somebody is thinking something but don't want to ask. I guarantee it. No? All right. Okay, core with bands. Next thing. Now we get a little bit to the high-tech stuff. There's actually a really good physical therapist in Finland who we are kind of developing this concept with these things. So I'll just show a couple exercises that might be worth of thinking. Now, I'm not saying anybody, you need to do this stuff and stuff, but we'll try. We need somebody to ride on. So, basically it's gonna go like this. If you hold this one, just in the middle. So we're gonna go from here, so we get the shoulders. So instead of just going some regular stuff like this, we add some movement into it. We can just, like I said, always the tempo. We're gonna do this first, like here, and we're gonna go like, for example here. We can do that splits, whatever. We get low impact, a lot of stuff going on in the core here. Then we turn around, do the same stuff here. We go from here. So we get all the sides. Yes. Exactly. So go first. Exactly. Internal rotations there. So keep your arms like 90 exactly. Yeah, and then you got to find the tempo. So it goes all the same. Pa, 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 pa. Okay, and then with straight arms, almost straight arms, in the middle. Yes. Well, this is good because we have one guy doing it perfectly and the other guy doing less perfectly. So you get both worlds. So the whole point is, okay, that's good. The whole point is being rhythmical with the motion. This is not supposed to be hard stuff. It's just you get all the core and the scapula and that stuff working. Okay, then the other side, yes? Okay. Yes, and then almost straight arms to the back. And really pinch your shoulder blades together. Exactly. Okay, that's good. Then we do some. Take this one. We're gonna go. If you hold this one, always hold it in the middle there. So if you hold it there, we go from side here and go poof, and we hold it here. We go back. So we got a lot of stuff going on the whole core. You got to start with the same leg. No, other leg first. Yeah. So when you go from here, it's like a punch. You stop here. Stable all the time. Exactly. And the whole point in this kind of core exercise is that you're not doing some regular sit-ups and all that stuff. For example, basketball, this has a direct correlation, for example, one-arm pass. Okay? Let's go. Exactly. Always hold it for a second. Stop the movement for a second. Yes, exactly. Go back. So you get the shoulder. Yeah. You try to turn around, turn your shoulders as much as you can. Yes, exactly. And all the way in front. Yes. Oh, better. Okay, switch side. Other leg. Start with the same side. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, that's good. So just as an idea, for me it makes a hell of a lot more sense doing this kind of stuff for the whole body instead of some, basic stuff, maybe. Okay. Take. We got some other stuff left. We do. Let's go a little bit of rotations. Now, I don't claim to be any rotations expert, but I've won a couple of European championships in long dive golf, where you just hit the golf ball as far as you can. 422 meters is the longest in a competition. 9th is the best in Las Vegas in World Championships. And the whole point being, when you hit, for example, golfers and long divers are extremely interested about rotations, of course. When you get here, and you go. So how you get this thing going as fast as you can. So we're going to take a little trick from those books. Actually, take this. Yeah, take it. And we're going to, if you hold that one. Let's see. This is, well, the basic stuff is, of course, that one. If we go from long diving, where you kind of, it's a separation, I would this turned into a golf clinic now. It's so good. Anybody play golf? No? Shit. Okay. And anyways, you turn here, and you go bang, and you stand, and you're here. So not just going regular, a little bit like this. You turn your feet, bang, and poof, and you hold it there. So in real life, you want to hold it there. Because the first one creates torque, the other one poof, gets it there. Okay? Bit of high-tech stuff, but oh yeah. Let's see what happens. Yes. Exactly like that, a little bit quicker, just bam, bam. Yes. and then hold. Yes. Yeah, and when you turn, keep it in the middle. Don't go over like this. Okay? Okay, I'll switch side. Okay, speed it up. Go as fast as you can. Bam, bam. Let's go. Quicker. Let's go. Yeah. Okay, that's good. But that's the thing. Then it all of a sudden everything goes at the same time. Yeah, you can do that as well. But if you want a real quickness here, bang, you got to get it from there. Okay. There's one golfer I know. Hallik, by the way. Take the steps. Okay. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Well, everything is good stuff, but the heavy stuff. These things. Greta Thunberg likes this stuff. Recycling, it's called. Söber, why are you looking at me like that? Okay. Raido, come in. I'll just show quickly what we're going to do. So the whole point with this, now, I know some people think, oh, okay, what the hell, old bicycle, you know. Yeah, not the most high-tech thing. Yeah, yeah. And however, yeah, this thing works great. Even better than the expensive stuff you can buy from store that has some Under Armour or Nike logo on it. It does exactly the same thing. And it saves the planet as well. I live in Sweden, so you know I'm brainwashed in that. Anyways, then there's another point. You have 3 of these, which means if you buy these heavy bands, you loop them together, one goes and the guy goes flying. Not very good. So if one breaks, and it happens all the time, it doesn't matter, you still have 2 left, so you get security. And the elastic components are actually perfect with this. Better than any other stuff I've tried. So the whole point with this is basically we're going to go stuff forwards. We're going to go first step quickness, all this stuff. You can move sideways. Same thing here. You're pushing in the right movement that you're actually doing. There's not a single thing in the gym, a single exercise that makes you a better defender than this stuff. Because this is exactly what you're doing in a game. You go there, and you push, and you push. And you can work with this. Yeah, that's good. I'll torture the guys. So you can work on, thanks. So you can work on first step quickness in all the directions. Stuck this thing. You can go conditioning if you want, long periods. We might try that as well, right? No. And it's the whole point is being that, for example, in many track and field coaches always say, oh, hips high, you know, hips high, long strides. Yeah, you get some basketball guy going full speed, long strides, hips high, you pass him the ball, what's going to happen? He's going to travel, he's going to crash into the guy who's in front of him. I guarantee you he's not going to go full speed, some Euro step or crossover. So it's the same thing as in soccer. In soccer, players always have their hips a little low. And all the coaches are complaining, oh, he can't run, you know, because feet go like this, but the hips are low like this. Well, that's because they need to catch the ball and do something with it. If they're too high, they need to get low, and then, you know, so there's a reason why they do it. And it's a little bit the same in basketball. So these things, keep your hips low, you work in the right movement plane or right height, basically. And you work the muscles in exactly the same way that you use them in a game. Everybody talks about like sport-specific training, yeah. Well, I don't know how you can train more sport specifically, power, agility, and quickness, and with this stuff. But first, let's go through a little warm-up stuff that we always do with this. You can start from the blue line there. We got just easy Indian hops, just little resistance, not heavy at all, just to get the body moving a little. Yes, exactly. Yeah, then you just turn and the other guy goes back. The good thing with this is as well that the players are far away from each other, so they are not too close. I mean, this is no new thing, everybody's probably done it, but it normally looks like it's with a towel or it's with one heavy band and the other guy is going like that, you know. Try not to step on his feet and all that stuff. Okay, high knees, same thing. So I always use this when we do, I call this basically extended warm-up kind of, just go through the movements with light resistance. Yes, so we go backpedaling. Keep the band always on your hips. You don't want it coming up here. That means that you're getting pressure there. You don't want it. So, and ass goes back here, so you're leaning forwards. You're not coming up here. You're all the time low. You can go long steps, or you can do quick steps here. Let's say you take long steps to the half court and then quick steps other side, yeah. These things are great, for example, for players who have problems with their knees, patella tendinitis and stuff, and it comes from here. You get too much pressure there. We're pressing back, you don't get at all the same amount of tension on your knees. Yeah, then just quick fit, yeah. All right, looking good. So now we've done some stuff forward, some backwards. Let's go side. Slide to the middle, and then switch to the other side. Just go good slides. Really feel the tension in the leg that pushes off. We're still going light. And in these, just like in any defensive stride, you want to have the heel on the ground. There's a lot of people teaching you got to be here, you got to be on your toes. Well, if you're on your toes, you go fast, what's going to happen is this. And the pressure comes on your knees. When your heel is down, that's when you activate your hips. You go look at any of the good players, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Dunn from Chicago Bulls, who was one of the greatest, all the time like this. Look at them, they're never like this. Nobody plays defense like this. And the other thing, some might disagree, is that their feet are pointing straight forwards. They're not like this. The times when you could, you go like this and then you turn the point gun, going like this. Now the point guard is boom, you're going like this and he's there. You have 1, 2 or 3 steps max sideways if you're playing defense. You got to push off as hard as you can, bang, bang, and then it turns into a sprint basically. There's nobody is sliding more than 2 or 3 steps on one side. It turns always into a sprint. Sprint or crossover sprint or something. If you look at the good defenders, I don't think they even think about it. You just got to be so quick as you can. You can push more from there. If you think about it, you're like this. Okay, let's say I'm on the blue line. I want to jump from there. First of all, it's going here, power. If I want to jump to the side, I'm like here. I'm here, I want to push off, I'm farther. Which means the more ground I'm covering, because I'm using more power from my legs. At least the food for thought for trainers. Yeah, where were we? We did the side stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, let's put a little bit more basketball stuff into it. You take that one. So you go sprint to the middle. You pause the movement, accelerate a couple steps, pause completely, go here. I go like 2 times per hand. Don't switch hands, it's always in the same. Okay, now push off a little bit harder. Yes. Exactly, yes. Exactly, yes. Very good. Exactly, good. Exactly, good. Okay, then we do the same thing. You stop, they go crossover low. You go from this side, and then you crossover from left to right. Okay? Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So the whole thing with these basketball things is you get it's very sport specific. Where you can do stuff with the ball and resistance. Okay, let's do, yes, let's go dribble there. Take a little retreat dribble and you go from there. And then you go from there. Okay. Yes, exactly, good. Good. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, good. Yes, so the whole point being, like I said, you get movement. It's very basketball specific. And these you can do yourself, find out ways you can do one leg stuff, 2 leg, whatever. Just try some different stuff. Okay, let's go to the ball. Then let's go some first step quickness things without basketball. You can come in the middle here, actually. So start from a split here, basically. Have your arms here. We got just 1 step from here. You're in static all the time, and you go here, and the band pulls you back. So you're not going forward. So you always, now you gotta keep it tight, yeah? Yeah? Exactly. This one you can do with a clap, for example, if you want. Exactly. So the back leg pushes off just a little bit first, and then the power comes from, poof. That's the step that covers ground. Okay, and then you do both sides. Do just a couple. Yeah. Exactly. Make sure you load the first leg well. Yeah. Have the angle a little bit more. Yeah. So you want to be a little bit more ready to push off from here. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. Switch. Yeah. And big arms all the time. So you got to really start from here. It's like a sprinter start, basically. Yep. Switch legs. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, then the same thing, but we take like 3 sprints, 2 or 3 steps. So we go 1, 2, and we try to get here. Now we go forwards as well. So good intensity, just a 3 or 4 step sprint, then the same thing. Start from static, go from there. Yes, exactly. Yeah, do once more. Yes. And the beauty with lovely bands is, of course, that you can train the whole team at the same time. This is the kind of stuff that NBA players and around the world use with their personal trainers. You know. This thing, you have the whole team. You can go from sideline to sideline, baseline, baseline. Everybody can do the same stuff. But no matter the position, you still need the first step quickness, defense, sliding, all those abilities just as much. Nobody can get too good at it anyways. Okay? Yes, good. Okay, very good. Do it just one, 3 times both each. Really aggressive. Yeah. Actually, that's good. 2 is enough. That's enough. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we're now back straight. Remember, preloading the arms. Yes. Okay. Then we do the same thing. Now keep it very tight. We're getting sweaty. Okay. Now, you want to start from the same position. You want to elevate yourself just a little, which means you're going backwards just a little. Don't jump like this. You want to be just a little, basically jump just up, just like this. And the band pulls you back, which means when you come here, you get even more resistance for the muscles. And of course, point being after that is when you take it away, you're going to be like a bullet. Yeah, you got to keep it really tight. Yeah, that's otherwise the same thing, and you got to come a little bit like, you know. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. It has to be heavy enough so that the band moves you a little bit backwards. Yeah. And then you go from there, exactly. Good. Yeah. Yeah, don't jump too high, and then gotta be quicker. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, take off the band on the free throw line there. Yeah. Do exactly the same thing. Just jump up. And a little sprint to the half court. Okay? There we go. Exactly. All right, once more, go from there. Yeah. Yeah, because that normally happens when you do this a little bit more. The athletes are normally almost falling on their face because they're getting so much power from the beginning that they can't carry on with it. Okay, good job. Then put it back on. Well, let's go the same thing on defensive movements. You start from the free throw line there. How does it feel? Is it right? All right, then we go. Yeah, you can stay here if you don't want to be too close. Yeah, so we go slides. Just 1, 2, 3, little bit quick feet, and go from there. Yeah. Yeah, just. All right, switch. The other side, you go like twice over there. It's fine. Yeah. So we get both sides. Yeah. Very good. There we go. Yes. Let's switch side. Tugev mängi. Yes. Okay. And once again, when you do this as a team as well, I think it's a great team building thing as well. Everybody does stuff at the same time. It's kind of fun and new and all that. Then we do exactly the same principle as we did forwards here. We step backwards, keep it tight, just get airborne just a little, which means that you get here, and you go from there, explode. Okay? Exactly, yes. Yes, exactly. Gotta be real aggressive. Okay, switch, turn the other side. So the first step, when you land, it goes right away. Bang. Okay? Yes, exactly. One more. Very good, exactly. Yeah. Don't jump too high. Just get airborne just a little. Yeah. Yes. Very good. So this is exactly the same principle. It's in a different movement, sideways. Yeah, let's still do one. Sorry, boys, you're gonna do one conditioning thing. Start from there. This is kind of like a classic that I always do. If you do this, it's in the end of practice. So we go very simple. You slide to the half court, switch, slide to the other side, then you back pedal, and then the last one is sprint, all-out sprint to the goal. Okay, that's it. Let's go. Yeah. Then back pedal. Yes. Yes, come on, let's go. Push, 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 push. Okay, all the way. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. So that was about 25 seconds. A lot of quality conditioning in basketball style, if you put it that way. I mean, it's, yeah. Yes, there we go. Exactly, yes, exactly. The problem with this stuff is that you always get it back. If you're being the asshole, so you're gonna. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It becomes fun all of a sudden. It's tough, but it's fun. Instead of like, oh, we're gonna run suicides. Okay. Okay, good job. Let's take some minutes of water or something. I need to put the cones anyway. Okay, so now we've done the heavy stuff. So to get a little bit contrast training style into this, so we do some agility stuff with just body weight. All right. Okay. Let's start with the basic one of my favorite drills with this. I always put the cones, not always, many times cones like this, because you got drills where you get the cuts in straight lines. And when you do things with this, you never want to do any banana cuts, so that you go from there and then you're a little bit like this. You always push off straight, so you go straight to the goal. So the first one, we go defense. We start from here, just go into the middle, little close out. You slide to this side, you slide back, and you go exactly in the middle. And then you go other side here, get back there. And you don't want to start cheating here, so that you go here, and then you go here. You always get back to the middle. Okay, take a little easy the first one, just the techniques right. Yes. Good examples again. Other one goes exactly the straight lines, other one a little bit. Other one. Yeah. Just try to stay in like straight lines. Otherwise it's good. Okay, yeah, same thing, once more. Okay, good. Then we do the same thing. The middle, you do a little close out, slide this side, you slide to the other side, you come back to the middle, and then you go from there. Yeah, you don't need to go full speed, just, you know, get the techniques right and all that stuff. Yes, there we go. Exactly. Very good. Exactly. Good. Then we do the same thing, but we add a little extra rotational movement into it. So when you get here, you do a reverse pivot here. You get back, come this side, you go that way. You come back. And always pause it for a second when you go on this side, so that you're not turning and it's like, always movement control. Yep. Like no need to go full speed. You can go, take it easy there. If you want to go the last one a little harder, go. Exactly. Keep your hands like in a basketball if you get a pass or, yeah, or play defense. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, you got to. Looking good. Yeah, so this is kind of in my world basketball agility stuff. This is some actual movements that you do. Getting a bit tired, yeah. Okay. And then that's just to show the idea how you can go. We're going to do the same thing. But when we get here, we turn, we jump, we come back. And then you go from there. Great drills for juniors, for example, for body control. And not jumping up like this and landing like this. Jump up, land well, and turn. Okay? No need to go full speed, just. No. Exactly, good. Yeah. The same thing, repeated movements all the time, so everything is the same. That's how you build good habits. Yes, looking good. Okay. All right, we take a little defensive drill here. We go from here, you sprint to the other cone here, you close out, basically too much here. So the offensive player is going to attack that leg. You're going to open up, you go here. So sprint, you close out too much here, you got to open up, and you slide here. Yeah, take it easy in the beginning. You get the point, so you go with the wrong foot, basically. Yeah, easy in the beginning. Yes, exactly. Beautiful. The one good thing with the length of the closeout and the help here is not that far off what actually happens in a basketball game. It depends where you're doing the closeout from, but it's a technique drill, basically, with a chili down. This stuff, very useful. Okay, let's do the same thing from the other side. Yes, very good. Okay, so that's a little idea. Then you can sprint this. You can go 2 forwards, 1 back. You can have competitions here. You can do whatever. But I like doing this after the heavy bands, so you get the overspeed sensation kind of. And basically in a basketball, well, we did this with under 18. It was exactly how we trained, with heavy bands and stuff. Then we did these things. We added some vocal stuff in it so that you need to scream ball and all that. It's kind of cool. The whole gym kind of comes alive. Thanks. And yeah, and that was basically warm up for like 40 minutes before 2-hour basketball practice was exactly this kind of stuff. Okay, medicine balls. Let's see. Are you coming to do this? Okay. How are we doing time-wise? I have no idea. 15 minutes. Huh? 15. Okay, good. We go through a couple medicine ball. I can take the drills. Well, the basics are always when you throw the object. Very good for power. Good for same thing as Olympic weightlifting, all that stuff. Triple extension. The same thing, people don't normally talk about the arms. So if you, for example, go from there, the classic, you go and you throw it back, you release your arms. It's an excellent exercise for getting power in here when you're jumping. So you can do that stuff. It's just basically upwards, everything. It's what I call basic medicine ball exercises. I'm sure everybody has done. You can do some first step quickness, jump from here, whatever. You land back and poof against the wall, for example. Just be careful with Achilles heels and that stuff. Yeah, then of course all the other passes, whatever directions, throws, all those things. But there's especially one exercise that I'm very fond of for basketball, and that is you have 2 guys. If you stay on the yellow line there. So we go basically. If I'm on this side, you are facing the other way. Yeah, somewhere around there. And we turn like this both, so that we are facing each other here. We jump up, and we smack the balls up here. You go to reverse pivot to the other side. And you go back, and bang, and jump up. I think this is a great way for getting timing, technique, core, everything. And then when you get it going, you really smack, poof. So big guys are like athletic big guys. They are good in making this a competition. I always tell them, try to knock it off the other guy's hands. They go, poof, and then they land some like, no, you gotta have control at the same time when you land so that you can go. So okay, let's try. Let's go slow first. Turn, jump up, exactly. Land well, exactly, yes. Yeah, there we go, exactly. Very good. Okay, let's put some speed into it. Yeah, quick turns. Yeah. Okay, and then start smacking. Now happens something. Okay, rest a while. It's good. Especially for big guys, excellent drill. I don't know how often point guards go. Howard. Okay. And then let's do the same thing, basically full speed. Full speed meaning that in the exercise, what I'm looking at is the contact here, and what happens after the contact. So when you hit, you don't lose your body like this in the air and land some like that. You still smack, and you still try to come down in a good. Let's go test 6 times, 3 each side. Go all out. Let's go. Harder. Let's go. There we go. Yes. Yes, harder, harder, harder. Really smack it. There we go. Very good. One more. Exactly, beautiful. That's good. Yes. So once again, a lot of power, a lot of good stuff happening in one exercise. Yeah, of course, then you can do the dunks and, in theory at least, and all the tip drills and that. So, but yeah, great tool for power, especially if you, let's say somebody goes to the gym and does basic strength training. Okay, fine, finish off the workout by throwing medicine ball, different styles, so you get the power aspect into it, because that's what we always want. Okay, good. Then Plyometrics Jumps. I was talking here the other day with Heiko, and he thought it was extremely important that you always jump from here. No, he was like, why the hell do you? You never jump in basketball from here. Why do you have your arms there? Yeah, but besides the point, that's you want to have a triple extension, same thing. We went through this once, but you want to have your arms here. So if you jump, you go here, and poof. You get a lot of momentum going upwards. Normally it looks something like this, you know. Okay. And then your hips come forward, and you're like, I'm gonna go here, and well. Okay, so let's do test and place. Just regular squat jumps, where you have a lot of arms in the action. Just 5 times. Yes. Yes. I know it's not the most. It's not often you use it, but it has to be taught that way, basically. You can't teach it any other way, basically, I think. If you look at some really good leapers in the NBA, when they go for layups, alley-oops, you look at them getting the ball, when they jump, Vince Carter, Kobe, whoever, their arms are here before they jump. They're not jumping from here. Load of arms here, a lot of forward bend, a lot of power. They get the ball. You can freeze the frame when you're watching some of those great dunks or whatever. There was one guy, I don't remember his name, it was a college highlight a couple of years ago. It was a chase down block in a college game. Running behind the guy's going for layup, he jumps, he swings his arms from this side and jumps. So he didn't load his arms here, he swings them from here, poof. I've never seen anybody else do it, but it's the same thing. I mean, you get a lot of arms in the jump. Yeah, let's do some basic split jumps from there. Same thing, a lot of arms. Switch every time. Yes. A lot of hang time. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Now when you jump, same thing here. Keep the momentum going upwards with your hands. So don't just jump and do like this. Up all the way. Couple more. Really more. Think that the cue is basically try to get as much hang time as possible. Exactly, yes. Okay, very good. Yeah, and good angles with the So you don't want to be anywhere in front there. Heel down so that you really get a lot of power from here. Then it's a little, I mean, if you do lunges, people always teach them, oh, you got to go far here, you know. Yeah, you got to go far, but you have no basically control over here. You're hyperextending your back. A lot of pressure here. You're like, ugh. What you're doing, like, you know, the only point with this basically is you get a good stretch in your hip flexors. So when you're running and doing all that stuff. In my opinion, you can stretch this in a stretching manner basically. You don't need to do it in exercise. So the point being, if you want to work more your glutes, take a lower step, I mean shorter, and you go more like this. Now all the physical trainers are going to be, what the hell is he talking about? You know? I'm not saying that everybody is supposed to do it like this all the time, but the point being you get more power from your ass basically, instead of going. So maybe do both. And that stuff, and that carries over to the jumps and all that stuff as well. Jumps, well, we did the slides where you can do just basic side jumps and all that stuff. Yeah, they're good. I'm not doing them so much with my players. I always use the bands instead. I've been working great so far, so stick to my guns. Yeah. Then one more thing about arms and arm speed in basketball and defensive stance. Now one reason, for example, why the inside passes always, you know, say, oh, fake high and pass low, or fake low, because the guys are playing defense like this. Straight arms. Straight arms are slow arms, because the movement comes from here. It doesn't matter what you do. You know, boxing, it's not going to call. So you want to break this down. Anybody watched when Patrick Beverley blocked LeBron James twice, like a week ago, in a game? It was the last possession in the game. Clippers against LA Lakers. Nobody? You saw it. Exactly. You saw the last possession. Patrick Beverley gets a block on, basically it's a steal, on LeBron James. He goes twice like this in the same possession. Because he's got so fast arms, because he breaks the arm here. He's going like this. He's not having straight arms. So when you play defense, you're here, you're quick here. Or you're going like, you know, you're staying low. When you break it here, if you have straight arms, you play defense like this, I mean, you're slow. It doesn't matter how you try to move them. The shoulders are not going to be able to move them fast. You go here, you got more lever arm, or what do you call it? And yeah, you're going to be really quick. Going with the ball. You can go steals, whatever. You come back here. But if you're like this, the only option to move is straight arms. And that makes you slow. Yeah, and the whole point actually is we're talking about quick hands, not arms. So this is hand, right? These are arms. This is the hand speed. So you got to think of the motor for the hands as well. So the hands need to go fast, not like the straight arms. However, these things move, it's a different thing, right? Makes any sense? No? Yes? Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Empty. What's happening? Okay. Cool down. Well, anyways, if we have a little summary of the whole thing. Now that we look at the word effortless power, it's basically relaxed power. It's not like, you know, you're going. So you understand the point of how I build it up, basically. You do with the ladder stuff, easy stuff, No, I think we skipped the stretching part. We stretched already before. And then after that you do some core stuff and the heavy band stuff, some cones and those things. So that's where the effortless power basically comes from. Now, effortless power, or like being relaxed, I always talk about, the players need to be relaxed, because that's when they make fast decisions, body moves better, they're more athletic, basically. Nobody is ever athletic being, stiff. No, you're going to be, relaxed. Or relaxed doesn't mean being lazy. Two completely different things. So relaxed and focused, and know what to do on the floor. So you can make reads, like juniors, what's happening now, good experienced players, they know what's going to happen, what's going on. They can chill a little bit more and then explode. And that's basically effortless power. That is the goal with power training, in my opinion, in basketball. We can have guys like, if you think about Zion Williamson, does anybody know who's Zion Williamson? Most of you, right? #1 draft pick, big guy in the NBA. Decent athlete. And then Gerd Kanter. Who knows what's the similarity with those two guys? They are exactly the same height. They weigh exactly as much. They have exactly the same wingspan. Gerd Kanter and Zion Williamson. Now Gerd is an extremely powerful guy in the gym, in small areas, in discus and that kind of stuff. I don't know how exposed he is in covering ground and in basketball stuff. And then you have Zion, who's he's the most powerful basketball player ever, basically, in the same size. You can imagine Gerd Kanter coming at you like the fastest point guard you ever played against. No, not very attractive, huh? So the pointing being in training, don't just like train, power train, it has to have the basketball aspect in it, so that you get better in basketball. Anybody can get gym strong. You just need to leave all your brain cells at home and go to the gym and that's it. It's very simple. But to become a good, powerful basketball player, that's a different thing. That's where you need all the stretching, all the cone, all the basketball stuff, basically. Yeah. We're satisfied? I forgot a few things, but that's it. So can it go. So it goes. Okay, so.
Just a quick question.
Yeah?
So for you, this plank and everything is outdated?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I can't say that don't do planks, but it's because it's a static movement. So many people do it basically wrong. Let's do a plank, both. Go a little closer so I can, because it's really easy to cheat in planks and all that. So, for example, testing plank is completely useless, because if you know just little tricks how to cheat in it, you're gonna stay 5 minutes like this. Okay, let's do a plank just here. Yes. Perfect, exactly. That's exactly what you want. Neutral spine, basically, or if the spine is like this, you want to have it even more like that. Exactly. And that happens basically when you use your glutes here. And if you go all the way the other side, exactly, that's how it normally looks like. Somebody has taught you well. And actually you too. Very good. Now, if we do planks, I always add some kind of movement in it. So now if you turn from there right to the side plank, exactly, yes, hold it. In planks, yeah, exactly, then go to the other side, directly switch from inside, yes. For example, here you want to be straight, exactly. And you always hold the positions. So that's why you kind of get the plank stuff into dynamic stuff. Yeah, and then just switch. Just switch side all the time, a little pause. Yes, and then to the other side. And then you can do all the kind of up and downs, diagonal stuff. So that's where planks are good. But that's where you get the movement, a little pause. You don't want to, yeah, that's good, that's enough. You don't want to stay there for like, 3 minutes, like, you know. That's kind of what I mean with that stuff. Well, that's good, we got some plank school as well. That's good. Any other questions? Sir, better. Yeah?
How often you would recommend to do all these exercises?
All this? Well, it depends a bit on the season, and there's a lot of things that it what kind of what age group players are we talking about? Like, it's if you do it with juniors, so you can if you well, at least a couple times a week. I mean, some stuff you can do almost every day, basically. With dynamic stretching, you can do every day. You can then if you let's say. Now we didn't go through the jump rope, but for example, you can switch the jump rope and agility ladder. Do one day agility ladder, the other one the jump ropes. Yeah, but I mean, you can do a lot of the other stuff. I mean, almost daily in some form. The only thing I would be careful about is these things. Don't go heavy more than 2-3 times a week, basically, with this max. If I go, for example, the conditioning stuff, I do it max, 2 times a week, let's say. Now when we're going to do the off-season with under 18 and 20 and men, twice, max 3 times. Because it's very heavy. Now the physiotherapists are going to probably ask first, okay, how many Achilles tendons have been kaput? 0. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, probably thousands of hours. Not a single injury ever with this. And we've been going hard with this stuff. So it's very good for your body, at least in my experience. Of course, you got to be really well warmed up, because this stuff is heavy. So just be careful with the Achilles tendons, basically. Yeah. Anything else? Just ask. Söber. Ei taho. Ei kysy. All right. Well, listen, thanks for having me, and hopefully so hopefully it was helpful stuff. Right?